Hey, welcome back. Okay, so they actually had 4 fighter points, replacement points, and so after all the fighters from down here got replaced, the situation was that these come down and they had 1 point left. But if you look at my video, one of those points I counted the Ju-87. So they actually have 2 points left in this situation, and they're trying to repair the heavy, okay? So that means I get to bring 2 of these down. And which 2 do I bring down? It doesn't say. So I think I get to choose. And let me just check real quick. Heavy reinforcements. Each squadron in a heavy loss box expend 1 aircraft, and it says check 15.2. So I'm looking at 15.2. Place each squadron so moved in a light loss box for its sector. If the replacement point is not available, the squadron remains in the heavy loss box. Moving squadrons from heavy loss to a light loss does not cost experienced pilot. Oh, that's squadrons, I'm sorry. For groups, expend 1 replacement point of the type. If it's not available, move the group anyway and move the Luftwaffe depletion track. That's all it says. It does not express, it's just saying that you don't do it for the Ju-87s. Depletion marker may not be moved beyond the top space. It may not be moved down the track. When depletion level 2 is in effect and no replacement points are available, group in the light loss or heavy loss box remain there. Okay, so I think we get to pick which 2. So I think I'm finding joy in having no ME-109s. I mean, so I'm going to bring down the HE-111 because he had 6 points. I mean, he's a good bomber, but he also had 6 points when we're going after him, and one of these DO-17. So I'll just bring 2 of the bombers back. And yeah, those have to stay in the heavy loss box for now. And it's going to be like this from here on out, which I think this is where you can really start to win the game. Because if we can start putting stuff in even the light loss box, right, they're not going to get replaced. Now, at the end of every day, they are going to get replacement points. So they're going to be able to replace some of them based on whatever replacement points they get. But because they're at depletion level 2, the moment they run out of their replacement points, they're screwed. So we can start to get a nice little backlog of stuff. This makes me feel like software development. These are like the defects that we're finding, and the developers are getting more defects than they're actually fixing. So I think that is going to give us a huge advantage. And because we get to pick which ones get repaired and which ones don't, we're going to intentionally repair the bombers and not the ME-109s. So yeah, let's play this out and see how tomorrow turns out. Our cripple goes away. And as you can see, we have Luftwaffe 2 East and South. Oh, we do get to pick, and by the way, I found this. Look at this table here. Remember I kept looking in the rule book for this? If it's August 11th through 16th, you spend 4. 17th through 26th, you spend 3. There's the nice little chart right there. So I'm not going to get any more planes, I don't think. What is it? It's August 21st. So we would be spending 3 points. We're sitting at +6. I'm going to let it go one more time. I still want to get to -2 points or just -2 points, and then maybe buy some more planes that way. Right now, we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. These would be pilot points. Remember, we're out of pilot points right now. So the fact that this would give us 24 pilot points is awesome. That would be going from 0 to maximum, all in one turn. I think we can afford to recruit a few more, but right now I'm not going to do that. The 111s, we recruited as many of those as we could. That's a hot zone. I'm finding that 611 is a hot zone, and like these 411s here just aren't quite as, like some of these spots just aren't quite as hot. This 711 zone might be nice to get, but some of these other ones not so much. But like I said, I don't think I need this many pilot points. So I think we can afford to pick a few more out of here. But right now, I'm not going to lose 6 victory points to do that. So I'm just going to set it aside and let's move on. All right. So I'm just checking to make sure I didn't miss any steps here. Do we need to shuffle? I'll shuffle the force cards. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We got to decide if we're going to patrol. Luftwaffe 2 east, Luftwaffe 2 south. That's where it's at right now, east and south. You know, there's a part of me that's like, if I can meet them head on at the beginning, it would be nice. I'm not going to, I don't have to decide who's patrolling yet. We get to see the time advance, which is 0. So that means it's going to start at 0600. So it's going to be a long day. A lot more time in the day today. First raid's happening at 600. Weather. We got to roll for weather. I rolled a 5. So that means patchy cloud, broken cloud. I feel like we're naming American Indians now. So patchy cloud and broken cloud. All right, so we got a lot of weather, so the OCV values are going to be a little bit lower. So that hurts us in that way, but it also means that if they bomb us, they have to shift left. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you want clear skies because you want to be able to intercept them as best as possible. Okay, what's next? We did the advance warning. Now I do squadron patrols. Okay, so we know that east is coming first and then south. So do I really want to commit everybody right away? Yes, Jeff. Yes, you do. Okay, I'm going into London. Going into London. Moving up to 511. Moving to 411. Moving to 212. He's going to patrol his own zone. This one we're going to leave alone. Actually, we're going to leave both of those guys alone. So we're just going to patrol east zones. Everybody else is staying put. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's see what we got. Luftwaffe 2 east is Hornchurch 611. Strategic value 2 airfield. So I rolled a 6. It's going to be a major. So it's definitely happening. All right, so let's come over to here. I rolled a 4 plus 3 is 7. The OCV is 3, so it puts us to 10. And then there's 2 radar nets, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have a sufficient, which means that the patrols don't get to join us. Ah, that blows. I just wish, I just needed one more point somewhere. Oh, major raid when Luftwaffe at depletion level 2, +1. Did you see that right there? Cha-ching, cha-ching. It's almost like I scripted that. Okay, so we add one more. Now we have an early warning, and that is huge. And here's why. 611 is en route. But now with an early warning, anybody that's patrolling 5, 7, 3, and London can all join. Now, 7 is not patrolling because this is considered south, okay? But I can add everybody from 6 who is not patrolling, but I can also add everybody from 5. So I have 3 of those, right? And so I have a limit. I get to see how many's coming. And then I get to add everybody from London, which is 4. So I'm already at 1, 2, 3. I'm already at 7 planes, and I can choose not to even launch those if I don't want to. That's pretty slick. Do I get to add? No, the 311. I could have added this one too, but I moved those guys into London. Okay, let's see how many are coming before I decide the rest. For a major raid, they're bringing in 13. The heat's coming. So I'm going to meet the challenge. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 more. We're going to bring the punch. Okay. So there's our situation. It's going to go down to here. The last one's a bomber. It's a little bit of a bummer. I wish it would have been the other way around. All right, so they should have enough for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab 1, 2, 3, 4 HE-111s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have an A, a B, a C, and another A. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 109s. 2 of them are going on to channel patrol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So A, B, C, A, and B, and these 2 are going on channel patrol. All right, and then I'm not done. I have a 110 and a 110, and I think both of the elite guys are back. So I gotta grab the elite guys. Yep, they are. So they're not gonna be quite as helpful to us, but both of the elite guys are back, and this is actually gonna be a very big battle. So you can see here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. So I'm really glad I have as many as I do. And in fact, I'm leaving all my guys committed. Now, here's the one thing. We talked about this before, but the number of grouping. So a 7 is here, right? And if you go down, you need 65 points to get to the Gucci level, right? But now that they're depletion level 2, 7 is here. And you go down, and you need 46 points to get to Gucci level. That is like way better. So we're going for Gucci, right? So we need 46 points. I don't know if I have enough for that, but I think we're gonna be pretty dang close. We might at least get to H. So let's see. 4, 8, 12, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31, 34, 37, and then the 2 ME-110s makes it 38, 39. We are right in the middle of H, which is still a nice place to be. Row H, by the way, there is no light losses possible for us. But we got to do our event first. Cloud Scatter Raid. If the region has patchy or broken clouds, reduce all C groups. Oh, this is huge. It is patchy. So all the C grouping gets reduced. I think they actually have more of the A's and B's, but yeah, they only have 1 C in the entire thing. So AA, I should have balanced this out better because the ME-110s added an A and a B. So this is also another A and B. So I'm actually going to take out these 2 A and B's. A, B, I need 1, 2 C's. All right, I'll leave the A and then take this B out and find a C. Because remember, we were supposed to balance this out. Okay, so now I can reduce the C groups, and that actually adds 1, 2. So what did I say we were at? 39? This makes it 40, 41. Still not quite enough because we needed 46. But That is still pretty awesome. Okay, so we're in row H. I found that if we roll higher numbers, we get better outcomes. So let's go high numbers. I rolled a 1. Crap. All right, so for H, a 1 is a DHA. And I probably should have left that B stay in. It is what it is. But okay, so the A's are disrupted. So they get flipped over. And then the B's become an H. So both of these take heavy losses. So that's 4 points for us. And we were up to 10. Oh, this isn't disrupted. And then these two, which are already disrupted, actually, I'm getting a little bit excited. Those are an abort. But see, they're already reduced. So a reduced group that aborts goes to light loss. So we actually got 2 more victory points for that. Sweet. So, and the other reason I'm getting joyful is they're going to get some replacement points, but they may not be able to replace everything. So the more stuff we jam in here, it's that log jam I was telling you about. We're now up to plus 12 victory points. Okay, now let's figure out the bad news. What's happening to us? We do have an abort, which is bad for the A's, and the C's are disrupted. So let's see how that affects us. The A aborts. There's 2, 3, 4 of ours are aborting. The B's weren't impacted, so let's move them up to see how it looks. And then we have a whole bunch of C's. Okay, so we can choose to disengage for full strength, or we can reduce these and commit them. And I am going to reduce and commit. I think we want the extra points. All right, so now we go to the bomber event. Undetected escort. If the intelligence rating is poor or limited, our intelligence rating is limited. So let's look up what that does. I'm pretty sure we're just going to draw another escort. Move 1 fighter grouping from its airbase to the close escort box, in addition to those already assigned to the raid. Select an MEO9 before a 110. And I'm assuming the target says they're in range. That would have been... All right, so I'm going to go grab this. So this actually makes them stronger, which is unfortunate. But he is going to be added to the because he's going to escort. These two, by the way, are going to go to the in-flight. Okay, so 6, 12, 18, 24, which is a wonderful number. 27, 30, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Now, just for fun, in the old days, a 5 at 42 put us all the way down to H, which is amazing by itself. But now we're here at 42, and that puts us, we only needed 31. So I probably didn't even need to commit as many planes as I did. So let's roll. If I get a 6, it's an H across the board. Well, of course I get a 1. All right, the 1 is an LAH. So the A's are a light damage. So that's 1, 2. The B's are aborts. 2, and then the C is an H. So we just got 2, 3, 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts us up to 16 victory points. I'm very excited. If we're at 25 victory points when the sea lion check occurs, we win a dominant victory. If we can get to 35 victory points, that's a dominant victory. I don't know how much I can sustain this, but I mean, right now we're doing great. So, okay, what happens to us? If I would have rolled a 6, we would have just pounded the crap out of them. So the A's are abort and the C's are a disrupt. So there are no A's for us, and then these just stay reduced. And those ones are coming out untouched. So that's the situation. These ones are going to go +4 on the time track, which is 1400. These ones are going to go +3 at 1200. And this guy is out for the rest of the day. So we do see that the time is advancing too. So our little timer is going to go up 1, 2. And everybody that was on patrol actually is going to be able to refuel and go back to their spots just fine. So is this one, and this guy, and this guy. Now these ones that were hit, they're going to be up on the rearm step. So 611, 311, 5, 4, another 611, 411, and 511. Okay, so we have some guys that are going to be ready to go. And this is because they were in-flight disrupted. So they landed for the first time, and then the second time they moved up. All the ones that were patrolling out here, they rearmed and came back out. Okay, so we do get to do the early warning. So Luftwaffe 2 South we know is the next one, and then 3 is coming. So that's our situation. I'm out of battery for this device. So I do have a charger, but then I can't move my camera as much. I'm gonna try it because I would like to play a little bit. Well, gosh, it's super late. Dang it. I would really like to finish this. I'm getting a little bit excited because we're finally doing really well. I told you guys I was starting late, and now it is late. I'm going to be hurting at work tomorrow. That's the issue. Okay, so in order to plug in, I need to move the camera to there. Now I'm plugged in. So that's going to be quite the reach. Okay, I would like to at least finish. I don't know, finishing the day might take a long time depending on how many raids we do, but let's at least do one more raid. Okay, we got to decide. Luftwaffe 2 South is happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to patrol with everybody into their regions, like so, and then 3 is going to patrol into London, and then 4 would have gone to help, but Luftwaffe 3 is actually coming next, so I'm not sure I want to do that. So I'm just going to have my 2s go into patrol mode. Okay, so let's reveal the card, see what happens. It's a city. Ooh, that's low. Strategic value 1. Oh, guess what? It's blanks across the board. I don't even need to roll. They're not rating this. So that's gone. So now Luftwaffe 3 is coming out. This is interesting. It is industry 111, which we're patrolling, so that's good. Strategic value is 3. We do need to roll. I rolled a 6. It's going to be a major raid. So it's happening, baby. I don't know how prepared I am for that, but I think it's going to depend on my... Okay, so the raid detection track is way over there, and because I'm charging, you're not going to be able to see it, but let me just take you through it. Let's roll. Obviously, we want a big number. A big number, we got 6. We add 3 for the raid. That puts us to 9. And then the OCV value is broken clouds. So that's 2 for 11. And then we have 2 radar nets. So that's going to be 4 more for 15. That's exactly where we are now, and that is considered an early. So early means that we can bring in the these guys if they were patrolling. 410 is not patrolling. Otherwise, that would have been wonderful to bring them in. 211 is patrolling, so we can get them in. and we're going to do that. We are limited, so we get to at least see how many's coming. There's going to be 10 coming, and I'm going all in. So I can point you this way, and I'll just show you right here. This is our fighter situation. We do have 2 greenies because they are bombing. Here, let me back up. Those are our 2 green guys. So we can get them the experience points so they can get out of their green state. And then we're going to intervene with the 211, like we said. So that's going to give us a nice, healthy group of pilots. So even though these guys aren't quite as strong, we got a good showing. And we're going to be drawing 10. So I'm going to pick the other card. And there we go. We're going up to here. So it's 3 Ju-87s. It's Luftwaffe 3. So I got to grab from the right side. So there we go. There's a B, C, and A. All right, so these are the bombers. Okay, I'm going to move the fighters down. These guys are in the hunt box. This is the bomber box. Okay, hopefully you guys can visualize this. All right, so now we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 109s. So let me grab that. All right. Okay, of these 7, 2 of them are going in escort, 1's going in the channel patrol. So let's just say 2 is escorting, 1 is channel patrol. So we have an A, a B, and a C, and another B. Okay, so those are the hunter box. These are escorts, so I'm going to put them next to the bombers. Okay, and then this is the worthless guy. So I'm going to put him up there. He's getting ready to go into the in-flight box. Now, the rulebook says several times that historically speaking, the Germans patrolled the channel a lot. And so they dedicated a lot of their 109s to just keep the channel safe. So even though it's worthless for us in this game, you know, historically it added a lot of value for them. And it makes sense. I mean, it means that the British couldn't pursue the bombers all the way back to Germany. They would run into, you know, fighters that would take them out. It makes sense, but obviously from a game perspective, this is like a bonus to us. And in a 2-player game, I did see that there's like rules that you have to dedicate so many of your fighters to that. You know, since this is sort of like a worthless thing in the game, obviously in a 2-player game, you don't want to put your ME-109s there. And when you play the German side, solitaire, there's going to be some rules that you have to put a certain number into the channel patrol. Anyways, we'll get to that whenever we start doing the German side. Okay, so that's our situation. This is the hunter box. This is the bomber box with escorts. And then this guy is the channel patrol. All right, let's draw our event card. Move all B and C group from the hunt and in-flight boxes to close escort. All right, so, ooh, the in-flight box, that I've never seen that before. But there's none in the in-flight box. So the B and C groups move to close escort. So these are B and C. They are all in close escort now. So this is interesting. What they do is they escort the bombers. And there's actually more of them than there are bombers right now. That's an interesting situation. But look at this. We got this one guy all by himself. And I'm going to attack with everything against that one guy. So a one guy at depletion level 2, you only need 7 points to get the eye level. So actually, let me think about this. I only need to attack with 2 guys here, 4 and 3, right? I get my 7 points against him. I'm going to get to do max damage. So I'm actually going to move everybody else up to the bomber group. I didn't need to overkill this. I only needed 7 points to get Gucci level. That's insane. But because of that event, We only needed 7 points. So if I roll, this is an A. If I roll a 3 or higher, he's toast. And of course I only rolled 2, which sucks. So the 2 means that he aborts. So we're not going to get any points for him. If I would have rolled a 3 or higher, he would have been heavy damage. All right, so that hurts. And for us with a 2, the B aborts. So this guy is going to drop out, but he gets to go up and join. Now this is going to be a tougher battle because they have a lot of guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have 8, which we need 46 points. So let's do the event card first. Flak, reduce all A bomber groups. Okay, that helps us. And the A bomber group gets reduced like so. Okay, so we know for a fact that this guy's going in the in-flight. So I'm going to do that. All right, so 8 and 7 is 15, and 7 is 22. And then 26, 29, 33, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, and I'm betting that this is that, which means 41. And we needed 46 to get to Gucci. So at 41, we're at H, and we really want to get something high here. I rolled a 4. So for an H at 4, it's an ALH. So the A's are abort. Now remember, this guy's reduced. So an abort, when he's reduced, becomes a light damage. So we actually got him for 1 point. So that puts us up to 17. And then the B's are all light losses. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points. Oh my gosh. So we just got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of them's a JU-87. So I'm actually going to move him out of the box so I don't mistakenly count him. Actually, 2 of them are. So they're going to just move out. Because remember, they don't have a repair. So I'm just taking them off the board. Okay. And then the C's are all heavy damage. So what did I say? 4 points. Let's not forget the 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then these are heavy. So that's 2, 4, 6 more points. Did we just do great or what? So we just got 6 more points. 1 plus 6. We're at plus 27. And so now for the 4, B and C are both disrupted. So that means all of these guys get reduced. And our green guys are no longer green. So that's awesome. So not only did we score a buttload of points, but we promoted our pilots at the same time. I am very pleased with that. So that was a very bad raid for them. And our time advance, by the way, was a 0. However, they're depleted, so it becomes a 2. And I forgot that the depletion level was 2. So we actually had 16 points on our detection level, which meant that we had a very early instead of just an early. So I could have added 4 more planes to the mix. That was my mistake. I'm not going to go back and redo it. But I keep forgetting about that depletion level 2 bonus. So this is fantastic. So we now advanced by 2. Let's put these on the time board. I can at least get up to there. So this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one's 1, 2, 3. Now you would be thinking, okay, why is there only 2 going on? It's because we annihilated the crap out of everybody else that was in that raid. There was only 2 that even got onto the time board. The time is advancing by 2, so all of these guys are coming back. There are plenty of ME-109s for them, so there's no high hopes of them not having enough for future raids. But the time advance of 2 does help us because all of these guys are coming back. And then everybody that was on patrol comes back, so we don't have to worry about, you know, taking them off the board. So all the patrol guys get put back. And then the 511s, the 411s, the 311, and then these guys, this 111 makes it back. But everybody else here is going to be rearming. So we have a 2, a 2, a 1, a 1, 1, and 2. So we do have a lot of planes that are out of commission right now, but that was still very well done. And we do get to look, so you can see Luftwaffe 2 East is next on the docket, and then Luftwaffe 3. So the 2 East, you know, what I've been finding so far is a lot of those targets end up being like low value targets, and we end up doing the 3. That's my gut of how this has been playing out, but doesn't always mean that it happens, because sometimes the 2 East is going after 611. So let's do our patrols here. So 2 East is very likely going to hit this, so I'm going to patrol with them. And patrol, patrol. Everybody's just going to patrol their area. With the A3 or the 311s going into London. So that's what we're going to do there. And do I patrol with the Luftwaffe 3 guys? I don't know. So if the Luftwaffe 2 East becomes a dud, we're drawing from the 3 card. And if I'm prepared with my 3 guys, I can really put a world of hurt on them. But then if we draw the 3 card, where's it going to be? I don't know. I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to leave the 3s alone and just, I'm banking on that this East card's going to turn into something. So let's do it. All right, it is South End 511, strategic value 3, city. Okay, the city is a low value target, so on a roll of a 1, 2, or 3, we will be using the next card. I rolled a 4, so we are going to have a minor raid against this city. So that does happen. We sort of got a little bit lucky there. And it's really rare that we go against the city. So I'm gonna have to look up like what happens when a city gets damaged. That may do things to us. In fact, I don't think we've hit that yet. Okay, so now we're gonna roll for detection. And I rolled a 6, which is excellent. It is not a major raid. It's not a major raid at depletion level 2. So then we just add the OCV, which is patchy clouds. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 12 is putting us at sufficient and limited. So that means that the only people that can join are the ones that are en route. But look, en route is actually 2 locations. That's the one nice thing about these deeper targets, is there's more en route. So even though only the en routes get to intervene, that's 2 zones. And it's limited. So we do get to see how many are coming. It is a minor raid, and it is going to be 4. So I'm going to go all in. We have 4 of them on 6 because they were patrolling. Okay, and I'm just going to put them down here, and we'll move the camera in a second. And then the actual location being attacked is also going to go in. And then these ones they can't join. Everybody else can't because we didn't get an early. If we had an early, we'd have been able to get more in. But hopefully with this being a minor raid, it won't be so bad. So we're going to draw 4. And oh, look at this. This is a heavy bomber one. So 2 bombers and then 2 109s. So I'm going to just grab 2 109s. And I'm going to grab 2 HE 111s. And set it up just like before. These guys are all down here. This is the hunt box. But here's the thing I want to point out to you. That guy's on channel patrol. So this guy is on channel patrol. So it's all these guys versus 1. Sorry, let me scoot it over here for you. All these guys versus 1. So this is the hunt box here. So with 1 guy, we only need 7 points. So I'm going to just put these 2 here. That's 7 points right there. And everybody else is already moving up to the bomber box, which is probably overkill for the bomber box, but we're going to do it anyways. And let's see what happens there. So this is, because it's a minor raid, we're just going to crush these guys. So unless the event screws us, here we go. Clouds inhibit hunters. If the region has patchy or broken, all grouping in hunt box leave raid, A groups. It's a B group. So there was an A group, but I put him on the channel patrol. So he would have left the raid. That would have been even funnier. But he stays, which is a good thing because that means we get to destroy him now. So since he's a B, let's look at our chart. We don't want to roll a 1 or a 4. Anything else is just wonderful. And let's roll over here. I rolled a 2. A 2 for him is heavy damage. So boom, he's destroyed. We get 2 points. I'm up to 29 points. And then a 2 for us is the Bs are aborted. And these are both A's, so they're both coming in. So the bombing group is 2 with 12, 16, 20, 23, 26, 30, 34. I have a feeling that with 2, 34, we only needed 15 for folks. I mean, even if it was full strength, right? We only needed 20. I mean, we're back down there again. This is a B and a C. We don't want 1 or 3. Actually, 1 or 3, it doesn't matter what we roll. They're all okay. But a 2 is a perfect for us. A 2 and a 6 are perfect. Everything else is just some mixed bag. Okay, so a 2 and a 6 are perfect. And we got a 5. So what that is the B is heavy damage and the C is light. So this is 2 points heavy and 1 point light. That's 3 more points. 1, 2, 3. We are sitting, folks, at 32 points. We need 35 to get a decisive victory. We're smoking right now. And not only are we smoking, but look over here. All of these are in the light box. And like I said, they're going to get some. Let's just look at the last card we drew. They got 2 and 3. 2 level bomber reinforcements and 3. So that means we could take 2 of the level bombers out of that box, right? And right now you can see there's 3 of them there, right? We can take 2 of them out. Third one doesn't even get to come out. And we'll get to take 3 of those fighters, and you can already see that there's 5. So if we drew a card like we did the last time, all of these aren't coming back in the light box. And then look at everything in the heavy box. I know it's far away. I'm going to unplug for a second to let you look closer. So look at everything in the heavy box. None of those would come back into the game. I mean, this is just like, we're dominating now. We got them under the ropes. So that's the beauty of that. And anyways, let's see what happens to us. We rolled a 5. The A's get disrupted. So that's just this guy. Oh, by the way, the time advance is 0. And there's going to be a follow-up raid against the exact same target. So they may have a chance to get some revenge on us here because we threw everything we had in the kitchen sink. But we do get to try to detect it this time, but I don't think we're going to be able to. So I got a 6, which is good. But then we add 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's still, you know, we don't have any extra anything to add to it. We threw everything we had. So the follow-up raid, the follow-up raid does give us a +1. Oh, we get it early. We're up to early, folks. Because we get to add +1 because it's a follow-up raid. So we actually got an early detection. So let's look at our card. Early detection means we get to add 411 in London. And lo and behold, 411 was on patrol with 3. And London was on patrol with 2. So we got another mega group just waiting to destroy them. This could not have gone any more pretty. This could not have been any more pretty. And even the fact that the follow-up gave us that +1, that was just enough to get to the early rate. This was wonderful. Let's see how many are coming. Only 2. Now we got to worry that there may not be a bomber. So let's see what's coming in those 2. I already committed everybody. Minor raid +2. They're doing a sweep. So that means 4 of them are coming. And it's 3 109s and a JU-88. I will take that. So 3 109s, A, B, and C. So here we go, A, B, and C. And a JU-88. They do have 1 right there. So let's look at our little sheet. A 3 at depletion level 2 is here. And we need 20 points. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We are not going to get 20 points in this. So this may not be quite as annihilating as we thought, but I think we're still going to do well. Channel patrollers hunt. If the raid target is coastal, move all grouping from the channel to the hunt box. Well, that doesn't happen. So we said we had 15 and they have 3. What's interesting is 15 only puts us to the G column. And the G column does have some heavies still in there, but we don't want a 1, 2, or 3 because then we take damage. So let's hope we don't get a 1, 2, or 3. Let's roll over here. I got a 4. I'm very happy with that. So let's see what happens with G at 4. Let's do us first. A's abort and B's disrupt. So these 2 abort. So we flip those over. And then the B's, did I say B? No, the C. No, B's disrupt. So we're going to flip those 2 over and move them up to the bomber track. And then the C is actually going to get to go up too. So that's going to be the bombing. And then now let's see what happens to them. So it's G. I rolled a 4. LLD. You got to like that, right? So A and B are both light damage. So that's 2 more victory points for us. And that's 2 more in that box. That's just going to get stuck there. We're up to 34 victory points. And then this is C, which is disrupted. So it goes there. But we're not done. So let's go to the patrollers vectored away, move all full patrolling squadrons to the in-flight box. Okay, we do have a few patrollers, so let me grab those. There's this one was patrolling group 12, and that was the only A out there that was patrolling, so we're fine. Okay, now we do this battle, and there's only 1 of them, and remember, we only need 7 points, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he gives you 5 points right there. In fact, I don't even need to put those guys there. I could have left them full strength, because look at this, that's 5 plus 3 is 8. I had enough points there, but I wasn't thinking, and the event card could have changed things, so I'm not going to go back and retcon that. So the point is, though, I'm going to annihilate this guy, and I just need to not roll a 2. A 2 means we don't even score points. A 1 is only going to be a light damage. Everything else is heavy. 4. Cha-ching. So we just got heavy damage against him. He is now boomed out of there. So a 4 for us is the B is disrupted. They already are. So we're going to go ahead and put them in the disrupted box. And then that one goes there. And we score 2 more victory points. I am now at 36 points. So we have to check now the rule book. Well, I'm in the advanced rules here. Okay, here we go, victory. Victory is determined by the accumulation or loss of victory points. The Battle of Britain scenario ends in a German victory if Operation Sea Lion occurs. British victory if Sea Lion is canceled. Hold on. That's not the only ways. Here we go. Air Force elimination. If the victory point total is equal to or less than -35 at any time, the game immediately ends in a German decisive victory. The Luftwaffe controls the skies. Hitler can launch Sea Lion at any time. If the victory point total equals or exceeds +35 at any time, we're at +36. The game ends in a British decisive victory. The RAF has gained air superiority over southern England and the English Channel. Okay, I don't think I got that many rules wrong. I mean, I think there was a few things in the beginning that I was a little shaky on, and we corrected it as we go. But cha-ching, folks, I just got a decisive victory on August 21st on my first ever playthrough of this game. Was this too easy? I don't know. I think I got lucky a few spots. I think I could play this again and not be as lucky next time. Seriously, we ran out of experienced pilot points, so we were going to start drowning in that. I think some of my tricks that I started to learn to do, where we lured them in or we patrolled a certain way, and then at the beginning of the game, I didn't realize that you can patrol in adjacent sectors, and I think we started to implement that really well. I hope that some of you who've watched this all the way through learn from that and can apply that to your game. I really think that that's a sound strategy. So the London strategy is important because it's adjacent to so many spots. Just remember, it's not adjacent to 111. Being able to get that early warning when you're patrolling adjacent zones means you get to add all those patrolling zones. Don't be afraid to let the Germans pass you by, especially in the beginning when they can't. You can make them deplete their air force, and that worked to our advantage. I mean, I guess you could say that maybe it was too easy because I won first try. But you know what? Enemy action Ardennes, I won on my second try. So that's the thing about that one. Everybody talks about how difficult that is. Once you understood how reinforcements worked, it's actually not that bad. I think that this game, with the die rolls and stuff, you can't necessarily call it easy. I think things just went my way. And they could have just as easily not gone my way. But just leave it at that. You want to swarm in this game. I think that my first couple rounds, I actually didn't play very well because I didn't know what I was doing. So there's an argument that's made that I could have done even better, but I don't know. I even took a -8 points to bring in those 2 reinforcements, and then I took in -6 more, right, to bring in 2 more reinforcements. So I took -14 to bring in all these extra squadrons. Was it fun? Absolutely. I started to have a lot more fun once we started to deplete them. And that is definitely the key to winning this game, for sure, folks. If you can get them depleted, then the magic starts happening. The fact that our fighting charts got simpler, and I only needed 7 points to take out a plane, it was really nice. So I'm not trying to negative poo-poo this. Considering how long this took, I'm really glad this game's over. I mean, we're sitting at August 21st, and Sea Lion doesn't happen until September 11th. I mean, my gosh. So let me draw the next day card. We were only going to elapse 2 days again. I mean, my gosh, that's exhausting. And we're not even done with today yet. I mean, we're at 1400, and just so you know, the last event card that we drew was a 0, so another raid was coming after this. So we're not even done with 1400 of today. This is an extremely long game, and I'm a little exhausted from it. But did I have fun? Yeah. Am I going to trade or sell this game? I think I want to play the German side first. My answer is probably not. I mean, I would sell Picket Duty before I sell this. The thing is Night Fighter Ace is a very table lookup type of game, but it's a nice role-playing game. Night Fighter Ace is. It even has a little Barbie doll that you can put your medals on. The designer pissed me off a little bit on Facebook. He got a little cantankerous, and he was wrong. He was absolutely wrong in what he was saying. He was picking on people who were making fun of his game, and to be quite honest, it's missing an entire chart to play the game. So when you land your planes, you have a repair chart. The game is completely missing the repair chart. The mounted board has the moon phases completely printed wrong. I mean, it has a lot of those types of mistakes. The actual tables you have to roll and look up have incorrect values on them. The rulebook itself has examples of how to play, and those examples calculate things wrong and implement things wrong. I mean, those are very serious mistakes. So there's a part of me that wants to get rid of Night Fighter Ace because of that. But to be quite honest, Night Fighter Ace was fun. I actually enjoyed that. It's a table lookup type of game, so it's not going to be top of my list fun. But that's only because that type of game isn't necessarily my favorite. But for what it is, I had a good time. And so I think I would hold on to that. Hitler's Reich, I would give that away. I'm not even sure I would sell it. And then Picket Duty. Picket Duty is an awesome concept, but it's very roll the die, look at the table, see what happens to you. Picket Duty is very much that. I'm not a super fan of it. And then, like I said, I still have Combat. Combat doesn't look awful. It just, the rules are wonky. I'm going to get to that one eventually. Okay, so back to this. There's not much more to say. We did very well. I think I'm a little disappointed that I did very well my first try. But at the same token, I don't like losing either, so I really enjoyed winning. I think some of this is, people were saying that this was made in 1980s, and I said, oh yeah, it feels that way. I think it's also, one thing that I enjoy is I'm a Euro gamer, and I play a lot of these war games, but I don't consider myself to be a war gamer. I'm a Euro gamer. And everybody always talks about how war games are so much harder than a Euro, and I don't agree. I think war games are harder because their rule books are meaty, and sometimes the rule books require, you need like 12 cups of coffee, to read through it and keep, your eyes open. The rule books can be really atrocious. And I mean that, like, it could be atrocious because whoever wrote it was just awful, Or it could be atrocious from the perspective that there's like, 13 sections of rules you have to remember, and if you forget any one of them, you did it wrong. That's what makes war games hard, is that the rules are so intricate. That's the right word, intricate. They're very intricate. This, the rules for this, by the way, were good. They were nice, and there's definitely exceptions we had to look up, and as you saw, I was looking at the rule book 100 times, but they were easy to understand. Yeah, we missed a few things, but this one was good. So getting back to my point, though, is I think that Eurogaming, the thing with Eurogaming is you play to win. And a lot of the times, the way you win is you have to figure out the mechanics of the game, and then you have to game the mechanics. I don't know if that's something I can patent or trademark, or if other people have said that before me, but you do. You have to figure out the mechanics of the game, and then you game the mechanics. And a lot of Euro games, let's take an old one like Agricola. There's certain opening moves that you do that set you up to be strong throughout the whole game. And so you have to figure out the mechanics, and then you have to game the mechanics. You see what I mean? And these war games have that element. And the problem is that I'm always trying to figure out what the mechanics are, and then once I figure them out, I game them. So you saw how once I started seeing how the raids worked and began to understand them a little more intimately, I then started to dominate it, right? I started to realize when to let them go and not get involved, and when I wanted to get involved, and I would set up my patrols a certain way because I was trying to have that ultimate moment, and we had quite a few of those, and we scored a buttload of points today because of that, right? So I'm not saying that a pure war gamer couldn't figure that out. I'm not trying to say that at all. I'm just saying that when you play a Euro, that's the thing you look for, is you figure out the mechanics and then you exploit it. And that's what I did with this game. And so I do that with Cloudspire as well. But that one is actually a really tough game. And anyways, that's enough rambling for me. Very fun game. And I'm going to get out the German side. And let's see if we can get the German game going. There's another game of War Room happening here this weekend. I may record that. I don't know. I've recorded a lot of War Room already, so I don't know how many more times I need to record it. But some people have sent in some rules corrections, which was pretty cool. And thank you for watching. Stay awesome.